On the international front tonight, Africa needs to invest up to $50 billion a year in order to cope with the growing threat of climate change. We're live on 2-3 Ghana on Facebook, DSTV on 279, all across the world on 3news.com. Let's get into it now this evening, straight to the Ashanti region portion, because father of a 12-year-old boy who got drowned in the Wewe River at Pakoso in the Ashanti region says he can now be at peace following the retrieval of his son's body and subsequent burial. So you see there, the deceased drowned when he went swimming with his friends on Sunday, October 17. After days of search by some local divers, the body was retrieved Tuesday afternoon. Christopher Underfall Sr. told TV3 he was having it very difficult to accept his son is dead until the lifeless body was retrieved and buried.
At once we have seen the body, and the body has been buried. Right now I'm feeling okay. Reached home and saw his school uniforms, his canvas. My son, I can't stop remembering him. I'm very peaceful right now, but I've lost him. That is very, very painful to me.
Still in the Ashanti region, a 30-year-old mother who allegedly butchered her 2-year-old son to death at Agribusiness in the Ifija-Kwabre South District of the region has been referred to the Cape Coast Ankafu Hospital for mental examination. Acting District Police Commander of Kodia, DSP Jeremiah Alale, has disclosed the police suspected Hannah Ekwefriye might be needing some psychiatric evaluation. William Evans Inkum chronicles two major crimes which occurred in the Ashanti region in a spate of 24 hours.
On Saturday, October 16, a 30-year-old Betty Owusu was allegedly murdered by her husband, Maxwell Body. Maxwell went into hiding, but that would last for only 24 hours for police to arrest him.
We would like to inform the general public that the Kodia District Police Command has arrested Maxwell Body, age 44, who allegedly murdered the wife on Saturday, 16th October 2021. Then
on October 17, that was Sunday, another gruesome murder hits the resident of Ejako Boahom when a 30-year-old woman with the name Hannah Ekwefriye butchered her 2-year-old son, Maxwell. DSP Jeremiah Alale said he believed the woman probably may be suffering from mental illness.
During interrogation, you could tell, even though we are not experts, that he wasn't normal. You realize that just from last week up to now, 3 murder cases, including what I'm talking about, all the suspects ran to Kodia area, and we, Kodia police, those who normally arrest them and hand them over.
Well, that's what's in the Central Region. We're going to keep an eye on that and be updating our subsequent bulletins. But remember that directive from the Controller and Accountant General for December 1, public sector workers.
No ID card, no Ghana card, no salary. Well,
there's a development to this because the Controller and Accountant General's department has suspended this directive to withhold salaries of public sector employees who do not have the Ghana card by December 1. This was after a meeting with stakeholders in Accra on new modalities to get public sector workers onto the National Identification Authority's database.
A stakeholder meeting, including union heads of government workers, Minister for Employment and Labour Relations, as well as representatives from the Ministry of Finance and the Controller and Accountants General's departments, after deliberations, agreed on 3 new guidelines in a communique they say supersedes any earlier communication on the matter. The Controller and Accountants General's Department is to port the names of public sector workers in their existing databases onto the NIA platform and therefore inform the various institutions of any unregistered staff. That affected institutions should encourage staff to register with NIA as quickly as possible if they have not done so already. Government should also set up designated points for the registration of the Ghana card in order to facilitate the process of registration of public sector employees.
What I would say to workers is that their leaders have actually interceded. And for that matter, I think we have had a common roadmap that we are all working towards. One of the beautiful outcomes of this meeting was that going forward, the two parties will continue to engage.
The Employment and Labour Relations Minister, Ignatius Bafwewa, is hopeful the new directive would facilitate the process.
If after the porting it comes out that everybody is already on the NIA data, then there wouldn't even be any need for any deadline. But if it comes out that the numbers involved are that little, then perhaps all we need to do is to encourage them to be able to do so within a short time.
Women Commissioner for Coalition of Concerned Teachers, Vida Sapabil, urged government to abide by the agreement.
It has been addressed. It will not affect anybody's salary. It is a process. Issues have been explained, telling us that they are just trying to encourage everybody to get the card, and they are trying to synchronize the systems together. And we don't dispute the fact that the systems should be synchronized.
Let's now head to Parliament, and the minority says it will push for a probe into the $1.5 billion loan agreement approved for the GetFund to undertake completion of critical educational facilities. The minority at the time boycotted the approval process. In spite of that, a section of the minority group on Parliament's Education Committee, touring abandoned e-blocks in the Greater Accra, Volta and Eastern regions, expressed disappointment at the extent of decay of the school blocks.
For the $1.5 million that GetFund was securitized to obtain was supposed to help complete what they themselves described as essential educational infrastructure. And they indicated in their memo to Parliament that this was to address the increased number of students who have come on stream as a result of the coming into being of the free senior school policy. So why is this here? What have they done with the $1.5 million billion that we securitized GetFund for?
I am disappointed. I'm at a loss as what I have to say. Because if you know that your predecessor has invested public funds, why do you abandon the project? Is it hatred for the people, or it is love? This one is complete hatred.
Well, some young entrepreneurs have questioned government's commitment towards promoting its youth entrepreneurship agenda. They argue that venturing into business remains a difficult task in spite of promises and assurances by government. And Akia Mensa Brampa has more in the following report.
Conversations about growing individual businesses and entrepreneurship always comes up when youth employment is mentioned, as well as on forums that discuss youth issues. A few days ago, the Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, resurrected such conversations again when he called for young persons or individuals to venture into entrepreneurship because the payroll is full. Well, this generated a lot of reaction from both young and old.
And before we became Ghana, so to speak, we were already entrepreneurs. I think it's time to go back to our roots in terms of before we had the public service, what were we doing? We may not like what the minister said, but I think that is the reality and it's our truth The question, though, is what are the ways and means that have been provided?
You have the young entrepreneurs who have got dreams and possibly they will need to produce. When they produce, what type of commodity are they producing? And which market are they going to sell these products?
For some, government efforts in engaging actors in entrepreneurship keep failing.
It's a good discussion that is always held around the country every year. But in my opinion, the reality on the ground is not what I experience when I come for these programs. I've faced so many issues, especially as a woman, in trying to build my business, especially in a male-dominated industry like the financial services industry. I hear lots of talk on we are helping gender equality and all that, but I don't experience it as a reality on the ground.
Some young entrepreneurs also believe that the lip service on the side of government is becoming too unbecoming. They expect more from the government.
There's things I'm hearing here for the first time that I didn't even know exist in Ghana because I had sort of given up. Regulatory, taxation, these are things that I think if the government helped us on, we would be okay. I'm not asking the government for money, but don't take the little money that I have.
You are a young entrepreneur. What would you say to the young people who have been asked to also venture into it?
Go into business knowing that there is a need, a solution, a bridge that you're creating. And so end-to-end is required that you have a good system and then a good structure such that your business can exist in your absence.
So we've heard from government reiterating the fact that young people should get into entrepreneurship. And we've also had the opportunity to speak to some of these young entrepreneurs who've also made their concerns known. But what would you also say? I'm sure the conversation will continue from here. I'm Naneki Amensa, Brampa TV3, Kempinski, Accra.
Wow. So these are the real concerns of entrepreneurs. I mean, creating an enabling environment goes beyond words.
Beyond rhetoric.
Absolutely.
Action is needed. Let's now go to the Central Region, and President Akufo-Addo has ended his two-day tour of the region, reassuring the people that his government will not renege on its promise to build an airport in Cape Coast. Addressing the chiefs and people as part of his tour, he expressed gratitude for the confidence reposed in him during the 2020 general elections, adding the MPP is determined to reclaim all lost parliamentary seats in the region. He noted the One District, One Factory flagship program is not mere rhetoric, but a reality to industrialize Ghana with the establishment of more industries to create more job opportunities. The president also cut short for the commencement of projects and commissioned new ones.
Talking about projects, President Akufo-Addo says he did not promise the construction of a harbour for Cape Coast, but a landing beach for fishermen in the area. He made the clarification during a radio interview on his two-day tour of the Central Region.
First of all, there's a clarification. The commitment was never to a harbour, it was to a landing site. So as far as the harbour, we have to be very clear in our mind. We never committed ourselves. I never said I was going to build a harbour at Cape Coast. I said I was going to build a landing site, like what I've done in these 6 other places in the Central Region.
And there's a reaction to this, and the comments appear to be a direct contradiction to the manifesto promise of the governing party. And that's because the Vice President, Dr. Bawumia, in August 2020, during a manifesto launch, promised the town both a harbour and an airport.
People of Cape Coast, I have good news for you. We are building a new harbour in Cape Coast and a new airport in Cape Coast. It is very critical that we do that. An airport makes a lot of sense in Cape Coast. It's a real tourist hub, and between Greater Accra, Kumasi and Cape Coast, you have a triangle that really is a lot of hub of economic activity. You can build railway lines between them, and it's a major growth pole if we put an airport here to drive infrastructure growth. Of course, we are going to...
Well, at such a time like this is the time to go to the manifesto. It's the best time to settle this and set the record straight. Page 88 of the NPP 2020 manifesto. Take a look at this. It says that First of all, continue building landing sites at Cape Coast, Manford, Teshi, Axim, Keta, and these areas. And remember, the manifesto was in two parts. They were giving us an update of what they promised in 2016 and what they have done between 2016 and 2020 before the elections. So page 88, bullet point 207 is what you see there, giving us an update on the landing sites that they promised in 2016 to build. And some parts of the central region are mentioned there. You see Gomoa, you see Axim, you see Diskov, and some other areas, so Mori. Let's go straight to page 180 of the 2020 manifesto of the MPP. In fact, this is the page 160. What you see there is a direct contradiction to what the president talked about during that interview on the radio. First of all, completion of the construction of the Western Line and Tema. Also commenced construction of the Eastern Rail Line, the Eduardo to Obasi lines, and then you fast forward to the last but one bullet you see there, a new harbor in Cape Coast. A new harbor in Cape Coast. This is on page 160 of the NPP 2020 manifesto. So there you have it. This is the social contract document upon which the Ghanaian people were presented and voted in 2020.
Yeah.
And it's captured right there.
Thanks for the fact check, Alfred.
Always.
Let's go to the Oti region, and former president and flag bearer of the opposition NDC in the 2020 general elections, John Mahama, says the exclusion of the people of the Sal Enclave in the legislature is unacceptable. Speaking during his thank you tour of the Oti region, he insisted the New Guan district was deliberately excluded from the parliamentary election due to parochial political interests.
At the time we were preparing for elections, we realized that not all the new districts were ready. So we watched the situation and noticed that they intentionally took a decision. It meant that Sal and Hohoi would have to vote. And based on the analysis, they realized that the NDC could win if Sal votes and their candidates will not win Hohoi. How come say 6 days to election? So almost a week to the elections, they said Sal people can't vote in the parliamentary, which was a surprise. So we asked why they waited to the last minute to deny the people of Sal representation. What I say? The whole country constituency be our representative, our parliament. It is the greatest injustice since the 1992 constitution that Sal does not have parliamentary representation in the country. Everyone has representation. So now, Sal has no representative and no one to speak for them in parliament. They have no member of parliament. They have nobody to talk for them.
Well, there have been concerns that have been raised about lots of people who are dying as a result of Okada in this country. Government, through the Coastal Development Authority, is on a mission to provide brand new vehicles for commercial motorcycle riders, popularly referred to as Okada. This Koda Drive intervention was an NPP campaign promise, if you recall, in the lead up to the 2020 general elections. In the following report, Lord Eduasari takes a look at the feasibility of this initiative.
Statistics from the Motor Traffic and Transport Department of the Ghana Police Service indicate that 2,126 lives have been lost through road accidents between January and September this year. Within the period, 11,659 persons were injured in accidents involving 20,225 vehicles. Motorcycles alone were responsible for 814 deaths and causing injury to 3,197 persons. The Koda Drive is being introduced to enable Okada riders own vehicles as part of government's effort to reduce the road carnage involving motorcycles.
Having had the opportunity of being an acting butcher of Kolebu, I got to know of the number of fatal accidents that come in daily as a result of Okada business. We have our main targets, who are the Okada riders, bringing their motorcycles, same is valued, and whatever amount it is deducted from how much we are giving out these vehicles for.
But there are concerns the influx of cars will increase the traffic situation.
See the way we plenty with the Okada drivers. So everybody will get a car.
It's the same traffic will come down. You see the stations and most of the time the drivers, if the car spoil like this, are fitted here right now. We have fitters inside here. If you come you just remove the thing now and say, Okada, make fast and go and bring the thing so that you fix. And then the driver will work. If it be car, how many minutes from here to Abuso can we where the fitter is waiting the thing?
Why can we park the motor and use car? Why that the same car will give traffic like the way the taxi is giving traffic? So let's use that motor and they should do what they want we to do. Then we will pay that amount, then we will use the motor.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Coastal Development Authority, Jerry Ahmed Shaib, says government is working to address it. He noted that motorbikes which will be surrounded by the riders will be sent to the hinterlands which have transportation challenges.
You can imagine the kind of impact we are going to make by sending some of these motorcycles to this hinterland. There are two things that a farmer will use it for farming purposes and for personal activities. And that is a better option than just getting cars to be here, getting motor riders to be all over the place, armed robberies on the high, all the incidents are on the high. No.
The initiative, it says, will be piloted with 100 vehicles in the coastal zones before scaling it up nationwide.
Okay, so I've had my test drive. The car or the quadricycle has an air conditioner in there. It's a 3-seater plus the driver makes it 4. It's quite spacious. I don't know whether it's because of my size, but I guess tall people also have their field day when they are driving it. By and large, it's a cool ride, I must say. Fuel consumption, I understand, is very good. It's below the 1.0.
Let's now go to the Western region, and 2 people are in the grips of the Tarkwa Police Command on suspicion of complicity in the Tarkwa Bullion van robbery that took place on Monday. The 2 suspects, Charles Enin and Dorcas Amankwa, both workers of Montrans Limited, are assisting police with investigation on alleged suspicion of complicity in the theft of more than 100,000 cedis. Meanwhile, police are looking for 2 suspected robbers who made away with the money. The police urged the public to provide any information that can lead to the arrest of the 2 robbers currently on the run.
Let's stay up in the regional Scofradia Circuit Court, presided over by Her Honor Marianne Afopoli, has refused bail application for 15 QNet agents and remanded them into police custody to reappear on November 2. They were charged for defrauding by false pretense. The accused persons, which included other West African nationals, were among more than 100 agents and victims rounded up in a swoop on Friday, on October 15, by the police. They were also screened and their leaders picked up for investigations and arraigned. Police sources say the Ponzi scheme managers recruit young men and women, camp them in rented houses and made to lure and bring on board some of the victims who are made to extort money from relatives under the same pretext. Still live here on News 360. We're live on TV3 Ghana, on Facebook, DSTV channel 279 all across the world. On 3news.com.
We have business news coming up shortly with Emmanuel Samani.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kelkit Toothpaste. Wow. I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kelkits, happy smile.
I'm going to interview Zoom, right here in my house. Hey!
Look up there. Why are you using inferior pen?
It was a mistake. I no check.
Acrobat2, I'm going to knock you out.
I know, sir.
You deserve quality.
Don't make mistakes. Stop.
You did the right thing.
When you want to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury acrylic paint. No be any paint, be paint.
The luxury acrylic paint.
Paint me champion.
I see a safer future. I see how every citizen can have access to basic health care. Others may see a healthcare entrepreneur, but I see myself as Ghana's frontline, keeping the nation safe. I am Rosalind Ahin, owner of My Dream Plus Limited.
Different things for this life, but always try mask person. You know, so when you see Bado, you don't see happiness be that.
I love football. Football can be a dirty game, on or off the pitch. Even when I'm trying to score at a party, stains find a way of tracking me down. But I don't worry at all, because I have CleanSoft. Use new CleanSoft 360 Deep Clean, a unique formula with active ingredients and enzymes that gets rid of all stubborn stains and leaves your clothes smelling wonderful.
CleanSoft, my favorite.
CleanSoft 360 Deep Clean, clean all.
Get DJ with it. Get DJ with it. On your mark, ready, set, let's go. CBG Mobile, USSD, Young Co. Star 924 hash. Banco the go. Smartphone no, young phone no. Ever fire money transfer. For 3 water bill, for 3 light bill. Factor credit. Star 924 hash. You deserve it. Let's go. Get DJ with it. Star 924 hash. Get DJ with it. Star 924 hash.
CBG is empowering you to get Digi with CBG Mobile. Simply dial star 924 hash and get Digi with it.
CBG, we stand with you.
Kojak toothpaste, oh, Kojak toothpaste. Go! Kojak says a big thank you for patronizing us, and because of that, our products have been reduced specially for you. Kojak PNF, which protects the teeth from hot or cold food, at 6 Ghana cedis, and its mouth bag also going for 7 Ghana cedis. It also have sensitive toothbrush, which is going for 2 Ghana cedis. Our regular toothpaste with a free brush in it, it's going for 3 Ghana cedis only. Kojak charcoal toothpaste made from our very own charcoal also comes in various sizes and is sold for 2 Ghana cedis, 3 Ghana cedis, 4 Ghana cedis and 5 Ghana cedis respectively, and a special charcoal toothbrush sold for 2 Ghana cedis. Oh yes, and as you already know, Kojak products there EP quality care. This advert is FDA approved.
Jumia Day for the family, the cleaning day, the working day, the holiday. Shop smart and get everyday low prices at Jumia. Jumia, your everyday delivery.
The business segment is brought to you by MTN, Roma Insecticide Spray and Coil,
West Hills Ridge Property, Eden Heights, Lufat.
Hello, good evening. It's time for all the latest in the world of business with me, Emmanuel Samani. Let's begin from the Ghana Economics Forum because agribusiness investors have raised doubts over the practicality of trading within the continental free trade area. Speaking at the 10th Ghana Economic Forum, agribusiness practitioner Catherine Kroba-Edusei is worried agricultural entrepreneurs trading in perishable goods within Africa are bound to face losses due to current trade barriers and fiscal borders.
Across board, youth entrepreneurs have been urged by government and private sector to venture into agribusiness. For experienced investors, however, limited volumes of production and perishability of produce remain barriers to entry.
Is the method of planting. We are still in the hoe and cutlass age, and that makes it impossible to produce volumes. The second difficulty is that we're dealing with perishables. So it means that when we take it out to the market, if it doesn't move at a fast pace, then it comes back to you as a reject. And unfortunately, with the supermarkets that we deal with, because it's a perishable, they also don't want to take that risk. So until you can start dealing with one, you have to agree to take the perishables back if it goes bad. So that's a difficulty.
Catherine Krobwe-Duse laments the inability of agribusiness owners who deal in perishable products to partake in regional and continental trade due to trade barriers within the continent.
In theory, it sounds fantastic. Yes, 1 billion people, in theory. However, practically, there are difficulties because, for example, crossing the border. If you have had any experience of crossing the border, you know that you are dealing with different people, different culture at every border that you get to. So if there isn't one language across borders, it is difficult because these are perishables. I really don't want to move, get stuck at a border with my goods. It's 3 days, 4 days, and then by the time I get to my destination, it's gone bad. That's a huge cost to me. So it's still a gray area for me. I don't understand it much, and the fact that the way the borders are, it scares me. Okay, I do not want to take that risk right now until I can begin to feel comfortable that we're all speaking one language at the borders.
Now, Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC, Dr. Kofi Kodia-Sarpong, says the 7% stake in 10 and Jubilee fields comes as a good time for the country to increase its stakes in the oil blocks to about 20%. He noted that it is the first step to generate cash flows for the activities as the operator. He spoke on the sidelines at the Ghana Economic Forum.
The Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC, has acquired a 7% commercial interest in both the Jubilee and 10 blocks from Occidental Petroleum. This acquisition cost $199 million and took effect on April 1, 2021. Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, Dr. Kofi Kodia-Sarpong, is convinced it is a good decision.
Which has happened to Ghana, not just GNPC, by increasing our stake in the Jubilee fields, Jubilee and 10 fields. Yeah, at least a chance to buy 7% more increases Ghana's stake to about 20%, which hitherto was not the case. There is a commercial interest, and for us in GNPC, it's a good thing. Once we can pay the cost associated with production, we get a free-flowing cash that we can use for so many things. Our eyes are on the bigger picture that we've painted over the last few months.
But Executive Director of the Africa Center for Energy Policy, ASEP, says such deals must be entered into with the interest of Ghanaians as the paramount consideration.
The average cost per barrel for this purchase is about $5.2. Our estimation of the cost per barrel for the unknown, pretty much unestablished producible volumes on the Aker one is about $8.6 per barrel. All right, so it tells you that there is much more work to be done if indeed GNPC wants to acquire. That is why civil society and other stakeholders have insisted that the Aker transaction is overpriced and they need to do a rigorous negotiation to achieve a fair market price.
And that's how we wrap up with business on News 360. But you can find more business news when you log on to 3news.com. My name is Emmanuel Samani. Good evening.
In a world where you can be anything, who will you become? When you can go anywhere and never be alone, how far will you go? When your voice can reach every ear in the world, who will you inspire? When your money can travel faster and further, who will it reach? When you can tell a story in every language, which one will you tell? When you don't need permission to turn your dreams into reality, you go for it. Whatever it is, wherever it is, go. And when you think you've reached your limit, we'll keep you going. Let's go.
UMB Speed Up presents 10 steps to stay safe. If you can, stay home. Wash your hands regularly with soap under running water. Keep alcohol-based hand sanitizer close for frequent use. If you must go out, maintain a safe distance of at least 1 meter from the next person. Cough or sneeze with your mouth and nose covered with tissue or bend your elbow while doing so. Avoid handshakes or hugs. Keep a mental note of people you have come into contact with or places you've been to. Avoid touching your face with unwashed hands. Drink a lot of fluids and boost your immune system with fruits and vegetables. Bank whenever, wherever with UMB Speed Up. UMB Speed Up. Digibank. Let's go.
Reserve the Florida Park homes with just $5,000 today, and you would be on your way to owning a prime executive investment home and earn over 8% rental income per annum located at North Legon. We have 2 to 4 bedrooms, all en suite, premium plots available, rooftop lounge, gated community, backup water and electricity, shopping center, gym and fitness center, swimming pool, asphalted inner roads, and much more. A whopping 10% discount awaits you when you reserve between now and 30th October 2021. Call to reserve the Florida Park homes at North Legon today on 0249 399932 or visit our website on www.thefloridaparkgh.com.
The show or a jar or bar anyone conquer dim.
The groom is sick.
What?
Malaria.
Malaria. Lufat. Lufat.
Injija woman malaria and kawon to them. Lufat, a malaria drop a pen.
And now you may kiss the bride.
Entrance Pharmaceuticals and Research Center. And I Lufat. Lufat, a 2 malaria sententem. FDA, Ashasa, a getting cratway ajatum say.
But if you blue, I saw about sugar crab.
Yeah.
But your blue house, we are
minty.
Yachisa, you are damn blue biao. Not dear cross him. I want you to go back your food now.
Yeah, me and me baby found.
I don't feel now so much. Where blue was blue color and upper iron white. Where they say Fanya Wario.
Nasana me book can be a painty fee now.
What painted that way? Oh, no, Sufaka down for paint. I'm out of fear than a chameleon house. It's a new color every season. A new thing I Ghana for. I say Ghana for I Ghana for paint. Agatex paint. Agatex paint, papa. Say, you blue, you blue. Kakrebi now here. Not that come on. The boss is so cost,
and the Agatex, the pass do engagement now. Let's move by Mama Agatex. I can see him.
We the move for bring your wife.
Oh, I saw yes, sir.
Shed your rumor to me.
I told Master.
Roma insecticide spray ada Roma. Entafre, entatia, mekecheha. No way.
Shemikunu, entonton bako crown fanemo. And also empusi. Roma insecticide spray and mosquito coil. Emma out there we sham.
Roma,
Roma and Tonton Master.
You buy
Kel Kids Toothpaste. Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG.
Hello, good evening. Time now for sports here on News 360 with me, Juliet. We are to our very first story now, and at 12, Obuasi-based ballboy Nana Owusu-Ansah is insistent in his pursuit of an eventual career in football. Standing in the way of that dream is a tumor that is gradually eating him up slowly. In this feature, we explore the story of a young boy determined to get by against all odds. Nana Owusu Asante has lofty aspirations. It is evident in his gaze, a smile that has weathered against any storm he has faced so far. A regular ball boy at the Obuasi Linkley Stadium, he has spent the past few years holding on to a dream to one day become like the stars he renders services to every other match weekend. The drive is pure and genuine, and the hustle is that of a ball boy who has refused to give up in the face of a tumor. Reverend Dr. Matthew Owusu-Buama is the head of Dental, Oral and Maxillofacial Department at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital.
It's one of the tumors of the jaws, and broadly we classify them as odontogenic tumors. Odontogenic tumors because they have their origin from the cells that form the teeth. And after the teeth are formed, they usually disintegrate, nothing else. But some people, it doesn't disintegrate. And once they stay in, they form either tumor or cystic lesions. And this is one we classify as an odontogenic tumor. And this type in particular is called adenomatoid odontogenic tumor, which occurs within people of that age group. And usually it occurs in the maxilla, that's the upper jaw, and anterior part of the upper jaw. So that is what he has.
Asante's condition has not stopped him from following his passion. The 12-year-old who lives with the mom feeds off a paltry 2 cedis per match and is sometimes given tips by the players, particularly Ashgold's Kojo Amwako. Asante's condition requires urgent medical care to bring him the relief he seeks.
The treatment option is for surgery to be done to correct the problem. And this is something we cannot do it with local anesthesia. We have to put the patient to sleep. So he will require general anesthesia. And before we send any patient to do a general anesthesia, we have to go to anesthesia check. So we'll do the basic investigations for him to be sent to anesthesia clinic for assessment, and when everything is right, before we can give him a date for the surgery.
Aware of the danger it poses to his yearn for a seat at the table of what he thinks might be a decent career in football, like the Rudigers and Kojo Amwakos, Asante's call for help may as well be in order. For the passion he continues to exhibit, Asante knows the power of diligence to his long-held ambitions. Yet, he straddles the sidelines of the Obuasi Linkley Stadium with a constant reminder that this may go terribly awful someday. His tumor, the barrier between him and happiness.
It hurts when I touch it. It is slowing my life. I have been told if it is not attended to, I will have to live with it for a long time. So I need all the support to get it treated.
With this story, we are calling on you out there to help us raise an amount of 20,000 Ghana cedis to see to a successful surgery for him as well as his upkeep in the short to medium term. You can donate via TV3 Network mobile money number 0242 261 550 with the reference Nana Ousu. You can also send via bank transfer at Zenith Bank GH with the account name 3 Foundation and the account number 601-060-3927. Relief is on the way for Nana Ousu Ashanti, but it requires the support of all. Together, let's do this for him. So no amount is too small. You can also bring your donation here at TV3. Now to some other stories. And Ghana made changes to the technical team of the Black Stars amid the uncertainty of making the 2022 World Cup. And among the newcomers was former Ghana international Okada. Okada was added to the Black Stars as assistant role to his support duty at the Borussia Dortmund, and is a welcome addition to the team. We hear him speak for the first time in this report by Thierry Nyan.
The Black Stars recently revamped their technical staff. Going out were head coach C.K. Akono and his assistant David Duncan. Along with the new head coach Milovan Rajevac was Maxwell Kunedu and Otoado. The latter, a well-respected football brain. Otoado is a former Ghana international who, after his retirement in 2006, learned the coaching ropes in Europe. Ado holds an enviable assistant coaching role at Borussia Dortmund in the German Bundesliga. He is one of the most exposed among candidates for any technical duty in Ghana. His arrival, along with Kunedu and Rajevac, has sparked a new life into the Stars, culminating in 2 wins in 2 games. Ado says he relishes the opportunity to return to Ghana.
I was very happy when Dortmund agreed on the terms. We agreed the way the GFA welcomed me, and the way everything was organized was really, really good. To be honest, I didn't expect that. It was perfectly organized. So I'm happy, and yeah, I hope that I will have time to help the GFA as long as possible.
Having worked with a number of world-class youngsters at Dortmund, including Erling Haaland, Jadon Sancho, and Jude Bellingham, Ado knows a great talent when he sees them. Ado thinks the current generation of young players in Ghana gives hope for a bright future.
Right, to some Champions League action, which is currently underway, and some matches have already taken place. And Besiktas, they lost at home to Sporting, and Club Brugge also at home heavily to Manchester City. Shakhtar Donetsk game is also underway against Real Madrid, and PSG are already leading Leipzig by a goal. And Liverpool are enjoying, thanks to Sadio thanks to Mohamed Salah and also Naby Keita's goal in there. And Inter Milan playing as well. Ajax playing, and Porto against AC Milan. So that's all for sports here on News 360 with me, Julia Tibewa.
Water gives life. Water is life. Enjoy the pure, refreshing taste of Awake purified drinking water, which comes in a uniquely designed bottle with a lemon green tap. Water is your perfect way to stay hydrated. And remember, for every bottle you buy, an amount will be donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center, Ghana. Awake purified drinking water, one for life. For bulk purchase, contact 0262 351 251.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Let's see if you can solve this.
Okay.
It's a home with over 100 rooms and has space for everyone.
I don't know.
What about you? Can you answer this? Stay tuned. Something big is coming.
This is Bella from ULesson. We're willing to go this far to deliver a transformative learning experience to you. Study effortlessly and get better grades with ULesson live lessons. Let's take you on a quick tour of our live lessons feature. At the top of the homepage, you can view the lessons that are live and upcoming. Tap on the lesson you would like to join. Wants to get more insights on a specific topic? The Subjects tab on the Live Lessons page helps you schedule live lessons available under that subject. We will notify you when a live lesson has started. Don't miss any classes. Missed a class? We've got you covered. You can watch a replay of the lessons you missed. Clever learners always ask questions, and we're here to give you all the answers. Get quick and accurate answers while you learn by asking your tutor questions in the class chat box. You can even ask more questions after your live lessons are over. Type your questions in the questions bar right at the top of the homepage. Get better grades with the ULesson app. ULesson, love learning.
Wow! At 72, I still receive salary alerts because I made the best decision to invest a lump sum into the retirement salary.
Invest a lump sum today in the Old Mutual Retirement Salary and enjoy guaranteed monthly income for life, funeral cover, and the option of signing on with a spouse. Please call Old Mutual today, 050-453-4333. Me feel ahotonkwa. Old Mutual, 176 years of doing great things.
All new Close-Up Ever Fresh. Wait, what's new? It now has triple fresh formula that cleans, protects, and cools, thanks to a powerful combination of 1. Purifying gel, 2. Antibacterial mouthwash formula, 3. Ice cool crystals that cleans deeply, fights up to 99% of bacteria, and intensely cools to keep you protected and fresh long after brushing. Close-Up Triple Fresh formula cleans, protects, and cools.
I see a safer future. I see how every citizen can have access to basic health care. Others may see a healthcare entrepreneur, but I see myself as Ghana's frontline, keeping the nation safe. I am Rosalind Ahin, owner of My Dream Plus Limited.
Now you can be part of the extraordinary world of endless possibilities on Vodafone. With the best value and amazing data offers and services available in Ghana, your dreams are achievable. Get more for less with Vodafone data. Vodafone. Together we can.
News segment is brought to you by Puma Drinks.
Tonight in entertainment, father of embattled dancehall star Shatta Wale, it's also known as Shatta Kapo, that's Shatta Wale's father, is saying that he will do everything within his power to produce his son to the police for interrogation. He's quoted as saying, "I have spoken to the powers that be in the security service, and the IGP has requested that he wants to have a word with him. That's exactly what we're going to do," he noted, reacting to calls for his son to be prosecuted. Shatta Kapo said he is not in a position to dictate to the law enforcement agencies on what to do. Also quoted as saying that if it's about getting him prosecuted, who am I? I think that once I take him to see the IGP, we can take it from there. I'm a law-abiding citizen of the Republic of Ghana. He's also under the law, so when it comes to prosecution, It is the law enforcement agencies who are the ones who handle it, and we shall comply with whatever they want to do. Shatta Couple, Shatta Wale's father, is quoted to have said.
And contrary to calls for dancehall star Shatta Wale to be prosecuted by the police for staging a gunshot attack, renowned rapper Reggie Rockstone wants the singer to be cautioned. The hip life grandpapa is, however, of the view that it is too extreme for one to joke with death, explaining that the news caused fear and panic among fans.
It's a little extreme. Shatta is a non-conformist, we all know this, but to play with death is not really. I think there's a level, you know, as far as what I think about the whole story. I could cry me BP, Jack, and Ra. Not me phone, but what am I saying? And we love you. You know, we don't want to lose you. It's even worse because people have spoken death on his name quite a few times. It wasn't very nice. I wouldn't wish for him to be so. He's my comrade, he's my young brother. To be cautioned and maybe spoke to. I mean, you don't know what he's going through. I would like to think that the laws would be fair and just as should be. However, like I said, I don't wish for anybody to be locked up. He's alive. He hasn't harmed anyone. I guess maybe a caution or something, a community, I don't know, something, you know. I mean, it would be up to him to explain himself. I mean, I don't even know if he's behind it. It might be some of his friends thinking it's funny. So, yeah, I wish him well, and we're happy that he's alive.
And multiple award-winning dancehall star Samini has poked fun at his one-time rival Shatta Wale for pulling an expensive stunt. Report of an alleged gun attack on the bulletproof singer turned out to be a stunt pulled to draw attention to himself. The police has since launched a manhunt for the singer. Shatta Wale has indicated that he is on the run, and until he has assurance that his life is safe, he is not returning. Reacting to this development, Samini made fun of the situation, noting he was not shocked that Shatta Wale will pull such an expensive stunt. Samini's post reads, chairman at Shatta Wale go crack expensive joke, but the current IGP is not laughing. Now the matter chop hot and gangsters are on the run. Accra is burning. Okay, I stop, laughing out loud.
Oh boy. Let's get some international news.
A new report says Africa needs to invest up to $50 billion a year in order to cope with the growing threat of climate change. The African Union and World Meteorological Organization warn that about 120 poor people face floods, drought, displacement, and extreme heat by the end of this decade if nothing is done. It also warns that all Africa's remaining glaciers are on track to disappear by the 2040s. Africa has warmed faster than the global average, but has been responsible for just 4% of the world's greenhouse emissions. 2019 was among the 3 warmest years on record for the continent. The trend is expected to continue. The latest decadal predictions covering the 5-year period from 2020 to 2024 shows continued warming and decreasing rainfall, especially over North and Southern Africa, and increased rainfall over the Sahel. South Africa's health products regulator, SAFRA, has withheld approval of Russia's Sputnik V COVID vaccine over concerns it could increase the risk of HIV infection among men. The decision was based on 2 earlier studies that tested the safety of a modified form of adenovirus contained in the Russian jab.
There's more international news on 3news.com. Join me and the rest of the team tomorrow morning from 5 to 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 3FM 92.7. Talk about matters concerning you. My name is Alfred Okansi.
And I am Portia Gabo. Good evening.